Okay, so today guys, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the cool features that the personal server building tools have. And today I'm just going to show you some cool features that I've learned throughout using personal server tools, as I've used over, let's say, 9 to 10 years almost, ever since, you know, all this stuff, ever since Roblox removed personal servers. And I'm going to be showing you guys some of the cool things that personal server tools have. It's still a work in progress, but there's still a lot more that should be fixed at the moment. Okay, so with the stamper tool, there are a lot of things and a lot of really cool features that are included inside the stamper tool. There is advanced building, basic building, landscaping, house interior kit, gameplay, experimental, fun machines, deadly machines, gear, house kit, castle kit, castle interior kit, space kit, holiday, high scalability, wiring, vehicles, and configurable parts. So as you may be noticing, they're all really good. Okay, so here is an interesting shortcut on how to use high scalability, which is actually the most used thing to use. If you actually are looking to make it use it for one line, you can just hold it and just have it all the way up to here. If you want to make it more than one line, you can just hold it like this and then press the C keybind and then put it like this. It'll take a while. And there we go. And that's what you could do it with roads. You could do it with any other material that is applicable to your personal server. Okay, so one of the nicest features that is also really useful into your personal server, which I don't really think is 100% as necessary, but is still a work in progress, is the clone tool. So when you use the clone tool, it's basically number 3, by the way. So if you just press the clone tool, you can just select, I don't know, a tree or any other part. However, it just can't be high scalability, but it could be any kind of relevant part that really suits your interest. And you can just clone it and just place it wherever you want it to be. Just like you're actually just placing a part. But in my opinion, I just don't really think it's as that necessary. So yeah, but I really think it's still can serve a purpose for other situations in general. Another interesting feature that is also useful is the configuration tool. So with the configuration tool, you can use whatever you want with it. You can also change the feature of the car. You could change So you can change the feature of the car, whether if it's the speed, the steer, the torque, and the turn speed. This is almost like if you were to use if you were to use FDX tools. So if you were to actually add some sort of light, you could also adjust its brightness as it is with the features inside of it. So if you were to go to configurable parts, you could also, these models that are actually in the configurable parts, you could actually configure them with the configuration tool. So let's say if you actually want to add a spotlight, you could also change the brightness and you can change its range. If you're going to be using the portrait, you can change the name of the username. So it actually says Builderman. So let's just put IAlexP in there and more. So as it is with the door, when you use the configuration of the door, you could also make the door depending on a situation. So let's say if you want it for friends, if you want it for best friends, if you just want it for only yourself, you can actually change that as well. If you're also going to change the configurable light, the same applies as it is with the spotlight. So yeah. Okay, so here's a cool feature with the wiring tool. So what you're going to do, you're going to use a wiring tool and you're going to connect it to the green symbol. And when you enable it, it actually has its own sound. As well, when you're also working with the wiring tool, it actually works with other things as well, even if you're going to place the C4 to grief as well. So anything that's actually with the wiring section is very useful. So you could also look at the stuff, you know, you could also change basically like flick the switch type thing. And you could also have like a lever and it can connect it to the lamps. It's basically almost like redstone in Minecraft, but just within Roblox sense. So let's say you actually want to have like, if you want to have a light switch, and if you just actually connect it with, you know, lamps, then it actually lights up. Once it actually is fully connected, it lights up. And this same applies to other areas as well. So when you also flick the switch, it lights up because I've already have the wiring tool with it. As well, you could also use it with different kinds of features as well. So if you also want to actually have it with different kinds of wiring tools, then go for it. It really has its own unique features. And when you also use it with other kinds of properties, it just goes very well. Okay, so with a customization tool, you could actually use different kinds of colors to any kind of part. However, it can't be high scalability, so it could be any kind of part that is included, and it is based on how it is specifically. So you could also change the color, you can change the material, you can change how you actually want it to move, and you can actually scale it. You can change the transparency, and you can change its own reflectance. However, it is, as I said earlier, it is still a work in progress, so there's some things that are actually a little bit tweaky, but I'm still working on some of them, and you know, some people that I know in the personal server community, they're also working on it as well. So you could also change any kind of material that really suits you. You could use grass, you can use wood, you can use metal, you can use any kind of material, maybe even smooth plastic, you can use slate and force field. This is almost similarly to as if you're using FDX tools. So if you're using FDX tools, it kind of almost applies. Don't forget that when you also place a part with the stamper tool, you also, most of the parts that you also place, it becomes unanchored in general. It's always going to be unanchored. So you can change the transparency, you could actually make it into windows, you could change its reflectance however you want it to be, and yeah. Okay, so my thoughts on this is basically different as to FDX tools. In my opinion, I think that personal server tools are a little bit flawed, as I can guarantee as much more flawed than the last time, ever since I started using personal servers years ago before it actually got removed. And they're working on it, or maybe I might also have people also work on it too, which would be very nice, because I kind of want to just start my own community with personal servers, because I think personal servers is one of those things that put a special place in my heart all the time, and I believe that if I can just make a community based off of it, I think it'd be amazing as well. If it's one of those biggest moments where you also have to just enjoy building and just have the opportunity to just build with other people. And FDX tools can be really hard to use sometimes for a lot of guys who just don't really have a lot of time, who don't make a lot of time to build. I believe that personal server tools are amazing for a lot of people because it's really easy to use, it's really easy to navigate, it's really easy to build with other people. You know, building with other people is actually much more fun than it is with building with yourself, right? So I just always had this community, and I think I was at my happiest during those times. Just keep thinking about like my childhood and how fun it was, and how I had so much fun with life when I had my own roleplay game and when I built with like a bunch of people. And yeah. Alright, so that is actually it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.